Matvei Michkov, power play goal.
Nothing says winter in Alberta quite like that. Welcome to Red Deer and Group B at these World Juniors as we're getting set for Russia and Switzerland. Russia may have dropped its opener yesterday to Sweden, but Matvei Michkov, the 17-year-old phenom, was up to his old tricks. He scored twice. While today marks the first time at this year's tournament, we'll get to see prospect Lian Bichsel, all 6'5" of him, and Switzerland. And thanks so much for joining us here inside the Centrium in Red Deer. I'm Laura Dyken, joined alongside our analyst Dave Reed. 4 more games on the schedule for day 2 at these 2022 World Juniors. One game already final as Finland with a convincing win over Austria in Edmonton. No Canada, no US, both with an off day today. And our late game here in Red Deer tonight features Sweden and Slovakia. But right now we're talking all about Russia and Switzerland. Russia getting set to play its second game in as many days, looking for its first win, while Switzerland, lucky to avoid relegation last year inside the Edmonton bubble, didn't register a single point, and the Swiss find themselves in another tough group this time around. With plenty more, let's say hello now to Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
In hockey, we always watch the progression of young players from one level to the next. Matvei Michkov played his first game yesterday at this level. How did he do?
He was very impressive, but we also make comparisons to fellow countrymen, and from a skill point of view, Pavel Bure comes to mind, but Pavel was also feisty. So is Michkov. He stands up for himself. He doesn't get pushed out of it. If you want to go after him, he's going to stand right up to it. And then the skill is fabulous. I mean, this goal where he steps around Anton Olsen, fabulous. But like top-end players, they make something out of seemingly nothing. I don't know how many players, Dennis, could try this play and not even come close. But the top ones always find a way.
Scoring was a problem for Switzerland last year. Will be a problem for them to score again this year. They're also dealing with some COVID issues.
And those COVID issues forcing the cancellation of their pre-tournament game against Czechia. But Dave, let's talk about Russia. Definitely had its hands full against Sweden yesterday. What are the biggest adjustments do you think this team has to make?
Well, for Russia in a 6-3 loss, it was all about staying out of the penalty box. They allowed far too many opportunities in the power play. Sweden scored 2 5-on-3 power play goals. They scored another power play goal as a 5-on-4. Russia's discipline, it was a huge factor in the outcome of the game. They've got to be better against Switzerland. They're a better team than Switzerland. They can skate faster. They're stronger. They've got to get rid of these plays that they did against Sweden. And also, this is a big issue now. Yaroslav Askarov, the #1 pick of the Nashville Predators, was pulled after 3 goals. Are we going to have a question as to who's going to be in net for Russia? And the change has already started for Russia. Askarov is not in the game. We'll see how that continues. So better goaltending and discipline for Russia in this game.
Yegor Guskov, who came in for the 3rd period for Russia, getting the start here against the Swiss. Just moments away now from the first game of Group B on day number 2. Puck Drop is next here on TSN.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry. And by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome to frigid Red Deer, day 2 of the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. And the day gets underway here in Red Deer with Russia against Switzerland. We'll take a look at the officials for this afternoon's game. Referees are Adam Blosky of Saskatoon, Sean Fernandez of the United States, and the linesmen are Dario Fuchs of Switzerland and Brett Mackey of Canada. In nets for Switzerland, it will be Kevin Pash, an 18-year-old southpaw, plays in the USHL for Omaha out of Luzon. And in goal for Russia, it is Yegor Gushkov. Came in to replace Yaroslav Askarov in the third period of yesterday's game. Great numbers at the 2019 Junior A Challenge in Dawson Creek. In behind the net for Switzerland, in behind the bench for Switzerland, Marco Bayer, back for his second tournament. Played in a couple of World Juniors back in 91 and 92. And Sergei Zubov, his first World Junior Hockey League Championship. 2 Stanley Cups, over 1,000 games played in the National Hockey League, has coached in the KHL, but this is his first go behind the Russian bench at this event. There's Matvei Michkov, 2 goals in 41 seconds in the third period yesterday, got Russia right back into the game.
He did. And I'm not so sure about this goaltending decision, Dennis. I'm really not. They got back in the game 4-3, and then Gushkov led in that one by Niederbacher. It was just an awful goal. Skarov's a better goaltender, and other than I didn't see any fault in his game yesterday where you're going he was sloppy. So it'll be interesting. I don't know how much he'll be challenged by Switzerland, but it's now about setting it up for later on in the tournament.
And Russia will have tomorrow off. They will play Slovakia on the 29th, and then another day off. And then against the United States on New Year's Eve. Michkov will carry this in. Michkov, he'll try and take it wide on Zanetti, a Philadelphia draft pick, as Switzerland makes its debut in the 2022 World Junior Championship. Mohamedulin is in from the blue line, comes up with the loose puck, lets the quick shot go. Off the leg, rebound. And this will carry him all the way around the boards. Smirnov will hold it in, sends it back for Michkov. Demidov tries to work it in behind the Switzerland net. Brian Zanetti closes in on him, and they jam it up to the right of the Switzerland net. Smirnov is in from the blue line, holds it in. Demidov plays it behind the net. Michkov tried to work it out front. It gets turned over, and then it gets jammed up at center ice as Joshua Farney will clear for Switzerland. Mohamedulin back in behind his own net. And he'll start up the ice for Russia. Drops it off for Tankov. Tankov finds some room and then got bumped at the blue line there by Nussbaumer. Cavallari lets this go down the right side boards in a race for a loose puck. Louis Tobin is after it. He gets taken down, and Tankov, and then Tankov will get drilled into the side boards by Cavallari. Kanonika, he'll leave it, and it's grabbed off by Noah Meyer. Meyer stripped of the puck just inside his own blue line. Tankov for Chibrikov. Chibrikov gets it back for Tankov, pile up in the corner, and Leon Bixel, 6'5", will come up with the loose puck. Bixel will wind it to the red line and knife a backhander into the Russian zone.
Bixel is a really intriguing and interesting prospect for the 2022 draft. The skating, the size. He's got a lot of room to grow, and you watch his game at the U18 in Texas in April and May of 2021. You could see that he was a player that you were going to have to pay a lot of attention to for the upcoming 2022 draft.
Plays in Leksand in Sweden, so playing at a higher level. This gets snapped up the boards. Another southpaw netbinder. We've seen more of them in this tournament. Lukoski last night. Askarov catches with the right hand. And now we got Kevin Pash, who plays in the USHL and also catches with the right hand. This will get flipped in by Joel Henry. Savakov will send it around the boards. Waiting for it is Tutyev, and he'll just chip it out to center ice. Nussbaumer back into his own zone. Comes cross ice for Delamont. And back into the Russian zone where Savakov will come up with it. On for Zinchenko. Zinchenko hits the Swiss line with some speed. Delamont knocked it away from him. It comes back at the line. Smirnov holds it in. And Chutnev couldn't do much with it. And it's back up at center ice. And in for Valentin Hofer. Hofer will chop this into the Russian zone, and Smirnov will hustle back for it. Smirnov will find some room, carries in, gets squeezed out on the far side. Russia controls at the line. Nabokov takes the pass. Little bit of a move. Nabokov carries this wide in behind the Swiss net. Tilio Biaksa, the defenseman, number 17, trying to stay with him on the far side. Puck is still loose, and now it will get jammed to the line by Farney, but not out. Right back in, bouncing puck to the front of the net. And Switzerland having some trouble getting it out of its own end right now. Here's Nadinov, right back in to the forehand. Maybe a little bit of a hook, and he never did get a real good shot away. Here's Nadinov tied up in the corner. Puck jammed up. Cavallari trying to play it out of his own zone. Demidov tied him up. And now the loose puck finally cleared up at center. Louis Jovan trying to carry that one in, could not. Louis Robin plays for Rimouski. Robin back up at center. Hits the Russian line, bounces it in. And Russia will control. Tankov with a little redirect there. Chibrikov will take this one-handed to the net. Couldn't get a shot on goal. It comes to the near side. And grabbed off, and Robin will control. Tried to feed that through for Kononika. Intercepted. And right back in for Svechkov. And he'll play it all the way back into his own zone.
Well, Dennis, there's just zeros across the board here, almost 5 minutes in. No shots, no goals, no penalties.
Mohamedulin up for Yurov, and Yurov dodged a check from Marlon Graf.
2022
And play whistle down.
Championship 50-50 is back in Alberta. No baby, what a jackpot last night.
Well, Nadinov has a chance earlier that he loses the puck on, comes across here, and he just doesn't get the shot off in clean, but you mentioned, Dennis, he might have been hooked. I think the defender just got under his stick enough to disrupt him.
Mohamedulin from the line sends it in. That got deflected. Went wide, blocker side. And Noah Meyer on it. He'll chip it up the boards, race to the far side. Ritzman trying to get a handle on it for Switzerland. This gets cleared down the ice. And another icing call here against Switzerland. We talked about some of the familiar names for Switzerland not in the lineup. Simon Kanak, who is going to be the captain of their team, is out.
But one of the things when you have players out, it's really nice to have a coach. And Marco Bear understands the tournament, understands the players. So giving them a game plan. They started out the game playing in a real trap, 5 men back, and they didn't have control of the puck or a chance to get it. So they're going to come in here with a real opportunity to be competitive in a game and not beat themselves. That's the benefit of Marco Bear being behind the bench for Switzerland.
Chanton and Fust and the netminder Patnaud, names that were expected to be on this Switzerland roster. Graf tried to go across ice, and Huznadinov will chase it back into his own end. Murat Huznadinov took 28 faceoffs in yesterday's game against Sweden, won 15 of them. Zenchenko takes that one in full flight. Tried to drive one through. Siedler got in front of it. And Siedler on the loose puck. Plays it up, and it will get deflected out to center ice by Biasca. Savakov goes cross ice. Trying to spring Ditkovsky on that far side. Another pass up the middle. And this will make its way back, and Russia will go back and regroup with Savakov. His first IIHF event. Savakov up for Chibrikov, and he tried to deflect that in and puts it into the Swiss bench. Scoreless here in the first on TSN.
Using your devices in your seats.
Time now for Let's Get Hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes.
Well, you look about starving for gold, there's no question there. 4 times runner-up with the silver since winning the tournament in 2011 in that epic comeback against Canada in the gold medal game. Third period, down 3-0, they score 5 to secure their last gold medal.
4th last year as they lost to Finland in the bronze medal game. Finland going to 2-0 with a win earlier today over Austria in Edmonton. Germany and Czechia yet to come in Edmonton. And our second game here, Sweden and Slovakia. And Slovakia, pretty good effort last night. The second period did them in. Poured it on in the third. Cavallari intercepts, puts it in for Robin, gets the shot, save made by Gushkov. And back up the ice. Chibrikov takes it wide, lets the shot go now, each netminder. Shot score! Off a skate and in from Danila Yurov. After a left pad save made by Pash, and Russia has the game's opening goal.
You never apologize for a fortuitous bounce, and you know, Pash makes a good save, right pad save, kicks it out, or left pad, excuse me, and then right skate, left skate, in. Unbelievable, little bit of pinball action. There's the first skate, and then the other skate, and it's amazing how a puck can find its way into the net, isn't it? It is amazing. We saw Michkov score one against Slovakia in game 1. Now we see that goal by Yurov.
Poor Kevin Pash, that right groin got stretched as far as it could, trying to get that right leg back to the post on the redirect.
That was just after Robin had a pretty good chance coming in. Didn't get a great shot off.
Shot from a sharp angle by Ritzman. That got turned away by Gushkov. Fabian Ritzman goes after it, centers it. Backhand try by Siedler, and that goes around the boards and all the way back into the Switzerland zone. Ingenen centers, contact at the blue line. And Ritzman will make his way back to the Swiss bench. Chibrikov will pick up the assist. Demidov carries back in for Russia at the line. Sabakov goes cross ice. Grundinen to the front of the net. And that got blocked there by Delamont. Noah Delamont will play it up the left side boards. Not a lot of room there for Geresus. Igor Sabakov trying to lose the checking of Backler. He'll play it back into his own end. Grundinen will send this in, and then he'll turn and head to the bench on the line change for Russia. Allensbach goes cross ice, and Bichsel will snap this into the Russian zone. Allensbach will pressure on the near side. With a scrum going along the near side boards. Russia will clear and make another line change. Bichsel back for it. As Greg mentioned, eligible for the 2022 draft. And he'll get pressured back into his own zone. As Lodyev giving him some difficulty. Mohamedulin at the line, in for Zinchenko. Zinchenko took his man down, but the puck does get cleared out at center. Smirnov will carry it back in. A couple of Swiss players took a run at him, Bichsel and Kananika. He dodged both of them. Novikov trying to keep this in at the line, got some help from Zinchenko, but it comes cross ice. And Svechkov will track it down. Svechkov turned it over to Robin. Cavallari sends it back down low. Kananika's pass comes back to the blue line. And a wrist shot by Zanetti goes off a stick and wide. Brian Zanetti puts it back in, and Gushkov will come out and play it. Robin takes a bit of a forearm there from Novikov. And the loose puck sent up at center. Kirsanov, who led this Russian team in minutes played yesterday at 24:08. In fact, after day one, he was the busiest of any player in the World Junior Championship. Yurov, who has the goal in this game. This will get sent in. Pash lost it for a split second. Gets it for Nussbaumer. Nussbaumer plays it to the blue line. It gets knocked away from Henry. And Russia right back in. Grundinen, little spinorama. Grundinen will get this to the front of the net, sailed it high. Taken and cleared up at center ice. Guresis is on it for Switzerland, and he'll just send this into the Russian zone. Gushkov will slide it across into the back half here of period number 1. And a 1-0 lead for Russia. There's the long stretch pass. No room for Chibrikov. And he'll take it back, or rather Tutyev, and he'll play it back into his own end. Mohamedulin for Smirnov. He'll dump it in, gets dumped. Little reaction from the Russian bench looking for a penalty, none coming. Tied up in behind the Switzerland goal. In from the line, big hit. And is getting crunched was Demidov. Valentin Hofer. And Mohamedulin got back to take it away from him. Hofer, long lead pass at center. That's as far as that play gets. Brought right back in. 1-0 Russia with the lead. Wraparound try there that almost found the net from Biaksa. And now back up at center and cleared in. Return feed. Tutyev back to the short side, trying to get that backhander away was Zlodeyev. It's knocked up at center ice and back into the Russian zone, and Zinchenko will play it back into his own end. Zlodeyev back for Zinchenko. He'll snap it up at center ice. Ditkovsky puts it back to the far side. Zlodeyev with the shot. That got turned away. Zlodeyev stays on it at the line, sends it back to the blue line, and a wrist shot and a glove save. Kirsanov with a good wrister from the line, and Pash with a good glove stop. 1-0 Russia here in the first.
While we were talking about the skip the dishes and Russia starving for gold, Sergei Zubov's got a lot of work ahead of him here if this team wants to compete for a gold medal, because day one was not good against Sweden, and you know, just about 14 minutes into this game, they have not been sharp. They've been sloppy, disjointed, and they don't look like they're in any type of an attack mode. It's like they're in a wait, we'll see, we'll kind of understand. It's like they're just rolling out of bed and it's 7 a.m. in the morning.
Hurt themselves yesterday with penalties. Fedor Svechkov said, lack of discipline let us down. There is no excuse for that. And Sweden worked the power play to their advantage. Chibrikov lets the wrister go, save made by Pash.
But even that play there, Chibrikov shoots the puck. Nobody's going to the net looking for a rebound. Nobody's hunting the puck. That's what I talk about, no hunger. That's why they're starving for gold. Wow.
Grundinen back into his own end. They've medaled, but not the big one. Bichsel back into his own end. Under 7 to go in the opening period. Marlon Graf takes the pass, lost control of it at the line as he got pressured at the blue line from Nikita Smirnov. But offside gets called.
Is going to a pair of Russian fans who travel a long Congratulations, you're winners of a $100 gift card from our friends at Esso.
Here's your shot, 7-3 in favor of Russia and the 1-0 lead. And the goal by Yurov. Mohamedulin will take this back into his own zone, bobbled it for a second.
Perfect example, though, of Marco Bayer, what I was talking about. They got a game plan, and here's what are you going to do about it, Russia? There it is, another sloppy play.
3 across the blue line. Henry played it to the front of the net. Gushkov jammed it away. Henry goes after it. Tutyev is on it. Plays it on, and this will get cleared to the blue line, but not out by Chibrikov. Puck ends up in behind the net. Monomorayev circling back in front of his own net, trying to play defender. Delamont plays it back into his own zone. Struhl will snap this up the middle. And this will get backhanded in. Switzerland in on the attack. Guresis for Hofer. Back for Struhl. Maximilian Struhl, who plays for the Winnipeg Ice. Puts this all the way back in behind Gushkov. And Switzerland, after that turnover just outside the Russian line with some offensive zone time. Struhl in from the line, trying to work it to the front of the net, get some help from Hofer. Hofer now gets pressured. Takes a bump on the play from Kuznetsov. And now finally Kirsanov will control for Russia. He'll send the long lead pass up at center. Michkov protects the puck, puts on the brakes. Michkov trying to work it to the front of the net. Demidov will send it back. Grundinin will play it back in behind the net. Bichsel trying to stay with Michkov. And then he'll get a little bit of help on the play, and this will get cleared away by Joshua Farney. And we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, good afternoon, fans. My name is
To
Joe.
try and find that puck. 1-0 Russia here in the first.
I want to invite you all to join us.
That's a pretty impressive list. And, you know, you look at the first overall picks, the second overall picks. Malkin's been a great player in the NHL, and make no mistake about it, Matvei Michkov is right in the hunt for first overall in the 2023 draft. He's that good, he's that dynamic, and I know a lot of people might say, well, what about Connor Bedard? Well, he's in the hunt too. It's neck and neck. I don't think either one of them has an edge on the other one at this point in time.
Bakken Michkov is signed in the KHL until 2026. Does that play a factor into the draft?
It has to, Dennis. There's no way it can't, because if you're looking, I mean, we see the NHL now, the younger players coming in and contributing to their NHL teams.
Shot scores, Ladeyev. His first shot from the near side went off the side of the net or the outside of the post, and he stayed with it, and from a very sharp angle makes it 2-0.
He did stay with it though, Dennis. Exactly. He followed the puck. He takes a shot. He tries to catch Pash a little bit, maybe off the post, but then he stays right on that puck, and as he zips around, Pash comes down and he's low. He doesn't really find the puck, and there it is into the net. But if Zlodeyev is not hunting, not working to keep on that puck and stay with it, there's no chance for that. You can see that Pash has no idea where the puck is, and that's a really good example of being hungry and after the puck. Really well done.
And a 2-0 lead now for Russia. As Ladeyev, a Vancouver draft pick in 2020, gets the second goal of this game, his first of this World Championship.
That's Ladeyev's game. Like he's hungry, he's invested, he's competitive, he's always in the action, after it and on it.
Cavalieri knocked it away from Tankov. It came up into the high slot. Another turnover. Siedler from the line lets the shot go off a skate. Svechkov will take this return pass from Chibrikov. Svechkov through the legs to the front of the net. And it got knocked off his stick before he could get a shot away.
But I like the fact, Dennis, that he was trying to bring it to the front of the net.
Svechkov back in again. Bichsel stays with him. Chibrikov is after it, along with Zanetti. Kononika after a loose puck. Russia gets to it first. Nabokov from the line lets the shot go. It got blocked. Another shot from the line off the glove of Bichsel. And Switzerland down a couple here in the first. Graf will chase this down along with the defenseman Kuznetsov, and back up at center ice. Kirsanov sending it back in. Bump to the near side, Ponomarev. It comes back to the blue line. Grundinin will try to get it back down low. Comes to the line and cleared up at center ice. Savakov plays it to the line, cleared in. And Russia back in on the attack with Yurov. Plays it around the boards. Grundinin in from the line. Back for Yurov. Watched by Meyer. Shot from the line. Traffic in front. And Grundinin jumps in from the line after a loose puck. Try to send it back to Ponomarev. Does. He'll go across ice. And a shot score! Ponomarev gets that to the front of the net, and then a spin-a-rama one-timer. And a 3-0 lead here for Russia.
It just ends up on the stick in front of the net and squeaks through Pash. As the play comes off the boards, and Just kind of throw it at the net there, and it finds its way, and Tyutnev just turns, squeaks it right through. It goes off the stick, bounces, Grudinin gets a shot at it, and then there it is by Tyutnev. And just slips to the smallest of openings on Pash.
So Russia has taken a 3-0 lead here in the opening period. Back up at center, Kuznetsov pulls it back, tried the toe drag, couldn't get the shot away. Michkov had the stick knocked out of his hand. Kuznetsov trying to play it back to the blue line. Mohammadulin sends it, tried to send it down low, it comes off a skate, bounces back out at center ice. Smirnov plays it back. And a shot to the short side, Pash makes the save on that. And the loose puck is flipped up and sent all the way down the ice. And this will be an icing call against Switzerland. Savikov and Yurov with the assists on the goal by Tyutnev.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of real fortuitous bounces for Russia. The first goal off of a couple of the skates of the Swiss players, and then that one off a stick, off a body, right onto Tyutnev.
Zanetti trying to stop Zinchenko on that far side. Wrap around, try to the near side by Nabokov. Pash makes the save. Nabokov will chase this down. Sends it into the corner. Zinchenko to the front of the net. He'll lose control of it. Trying to spin around and driving. That was Ditkovsky. And it ends up on the near side boards. Taken by Farney, on for Siedler. Siedler with a little bit of help. Shot, score! Anatoly Biaska with the wrister on the odd man rush. And Switzerland here late in the opening period is on the board.
Well, they create the odd man rush, and Novikov gets caught here. The play comes up, and then they just do a little quick little play inside there. And now Siedler jumping into the attack. Makes it a 2-on-1, but that play started right inside the Swiss blue line when they trapped Novikov, and looks exactly like the goal he gave up against Niederbach yesterday, and there's nothing that's going to convince me that he's the answer to their goaltending.
That one gets through him.
Oh.
And a big goal for Switzerland. Switzerland only scored 5 goals last year. 3 came on the power play, and 4 came in one game. So offense was a concern for them last season, or last year at the tournament. And Tankov carrying it in, and Bichsel gets into his face.
But Bichsel, like, I mean, he's got so much room to improve, a scouting term. Like, what's his potential? What's his upside? He competes, he takes the initiative, and you can see somebody that isn't even close to realizing his physical maturity, but you watch him play the game, he's calm, makes plays. Yeah, there's things in his game, he's got to become quicker and stronger. All the players do. But there's a lot to like in that young man's game and what his potential could be.
Pananika winning the face-off, and it's cleared back into the Russian zone. Savikov back forward, spins it to the far corner. Grudinin plays it up the boards, and Tankov is on it. Tankov will just put this back in behind his own net. Louis Robin in on the forecheck. Savikov for Svechkov. Svechkov got stopped in neutral ice. And Savikov back into his own zone. They'll regroup and try it again. Tankov on for Svechkov. Chibrikov heads to the front of the net. The pass was in behind him. And Graf will carry back for Switzerland. Leaves it there for Henry, back for Graf. Graf to the backboards along with Mohammadulin. Tankov on the loose puck for Chibrikov. Back for Tankov, and the first period will come to an end. The shot's 13-4, but 3-1 Russia.
Well, it was zeros across the board early, and then the game picked up some. A couple of good bounces for Russia, and then Switzerland finds a way to get on the scoreboard late in the period.
So they started it off with a bit of a fortuitous bounce as Danila Yurov has one go off a couple of skates and into the back of the net. They added a couple more, and one period done here in Red Deer, and a 3-1 score for Russia.
The first intermission is brought to you by Vrbo. Download the Vrbo app and get your team together today.
For more than 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
Week 16 in the NFL wraps up tonight. The Dolphins putting their 6-game win streak on the line against the Saints. It's Monday Night Football, and you can watch it right here on TSN, Canada's home for the NFL. And welcome back here inside the Centrium in Red Deer with Laura and Dave. Russia in control in that first period, and we know that the Swiss were in tough. This is a difficult group to be in with the U.S. and with Sweden and with Russia. What's the game plan to try and slow these powerhouses down?
Take care of the neutral zone. If you can take care of the neutral zone, you have a pretty good chance of limiting scoring opportunities against. And I thought Switzerland was doing a pretty good job. And twice in the period, and we were able to illustrate one, where there are 5 players, it's a 3-2. It's not a 1-2-2. It's almost a 3-2. And Russia's not really sure what to do. So they're going to take the puck back. They're like, what is this? There's nowhere to go. It's a 3-man front, and then the 2 defensemen, and it's a good tight gap. Excellent job by Switzerland. They actually create the turnover when Russia starts to get a little fancy, and they're able to get in and possibly get a scoring opportunity. So for me, you talk about winning a game, win the neutral zone, and I thought Switzerland was doing a pretty good job of winning the neutral zone
early on, and then the floodgates opened up for Russia. And you know, with the Swiss, they didn't have a pre-tournament game, dealing with some COVID issues, and that sloppy play coming through later in the period. Yeah,
absolutely. I think Switzerland would like to have their goaltender and their net up in the neutral zone, because once the puck got in their own zone, they scrambled. Now, Russia's a quicker team. Their passing is much more electric, much more tape to tape. But when they get that puck and they put it to the net, everybody on Russia, everybody in red shoots left. Everybody in white's got to be aware of that and has got to look to pick somebody up. There's a shot off a rebound. I don't care if your goaltender's unsure where the rebound's gone. There's 5 other players on the ice standing, watching, and they weren't doing that. They were standing in the neutral zone, creating turnovers, but in their own zone again. You've got a left shot player. You're on his right side. You're on his wrong side. You're thinking he's a right shot. Get on the inside of the ice on these guys. If you keep them to the outside, you keep on their stick side, on their shot side, when the puck's bouncing, you're not going to have that shot. I thought Switzerland was sloppy in their own zone in the first period, and 2 of the goals resulted in some poor defensive play.
It's amazing that the entire Russian roster, all left-handed shots.
Easy way to defend it. You just have to remember that. We'll see if they're better in the second.
Perhaps in the second period, it'll be Dave Reed behind the Swiss bench to try and put that message through. It's the Russians with the advantage, 3-1 over Switzerland. But earlier today, Finland and Austria went toe-to-toe. We've got the highlights from Edmonton right after this. Canada with an off day today after beating the Czechs yesterday, but their quest for gold will continue tomorrow when they face off against Austria. The action gets underway at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. And speaking of Austria, they play their first game of the tournament today against Finland, who's coming off a 3-1 win over Germany yesterday. And the Finns wasting no time as Brad Lambert finds Ville Koivunen as he gives the Finns the early lead. Moments later, more from Koivunen as he steals the puck, sets up Samuel Helenius for the goal. He's having a fantastic tournament. Only 2 games in, he already has 3 goals. And Finland in cruise control. It's now 4-1 in the third when Koivunen strikes again, corrals the backhand, second of the game. Koivunen also awarded player of the game. Finland added 2 more goals in that third period. It was a dominant win by the Finns over Austria, 7-1. Austria scoring a goal here, only had 1 goal all of last World Junior. Juniors, so things looking up a little bit for the Austrians as we take a look at the Group A standings. Every team has played at least one game now in the group. Finland sitting atop with those 6 points. All right, Dave, the IIHF making an announcement yesterday that for a third straight World Juniors, there will be, or second straight, excuse me, there will be no regulation, which is very good. Relegation. I always get relegation.
Yeah,
regulation. In any event, that's good news for the Swiss and for Austria. Those two teams last year, no points, and could be setting up for a similar scenario this time around. Makes things interesting, though, because Belarus just won the promotional tournament, the D1A tournament, a couple of weeks ago. So they're up. So it seems like we could have 11 teams in Russia next year.
Very strange scenario. Latvia was the silver medalist in the D1. So if you're going to have a tournament, how do you do it with an odd number? And I'm sure everybody watching has gone to a minor hockey tournament. You've always got even number of teams. The odd number is not what you want. 11 teams in a tournament makes really for an unfair situation for all teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if Latvia was moved up as well. So there are 12 teams in next year's tournament. It makes it an even 6 in Group A, 6 in Group B. I don't think the tournament wants to go back to the style where everybody plays everybody once, and at the end of the tournament, after all the games, the team at number 1 of 11 wins the gold. There'll be no gold medal game. We all love a gold medal game. So it's going to be interesting over the course of the year to see how the competition committee of the IIHF decides whether they want to go with 11 or 12 teams, and I truly believe we'll end up with 12 next year.
I know one team that's hoping for 12. You're right, that would be Latvia,
Yeah,
as you said, finished second there. So for sure there will be 11, and we've got an asterisk to see exactly what's going to figure out. They've got a year to do it. It'll be in Russia. I'm not sure if it's going to be warmer in Russia than it is here in Red Deer, but
we'll let you know.
The Russians are sure enjoying the weather in Red Deer, that's for sure. Up 3-1 over the Swiss after the first period.
The first intermission was brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
Our first intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Verbo, and our Craig Button was doing his best Sam Mitchell impression. Early in the game, it was 0-0-0-0, but then the Russians scored 3 times, but it was Attilio Biasca scoring late for the Swiss. The Swiss had only 5 goals in 4 games at last World Juniors. So here's where things stand after the first 20 minutes. So let's get you back to Dennis and Craig with the call of the second period.
So a 3-1 score in favor of Russia. That is after 1 period of play. They didn't score on their best scoring opportunities, but they found a way to get 3.
They did, and you know, luck played a big part of it, but nobody's going to deny good fortune when you're trying to find a way to score. Here's the first goal. I mean, it goes off of 1 skate, 2 skates, and just beyond the right leg of Posh. And then this one, Posh never finds the puck. He's not sure where it is. Zadea trying to get to the front of the net, gets there, and the puck is coming out of the net before Pash knew it went into the net. Some good bounces for the Russians, even on their third goal.
So the second period about to get going. 3-1 Russia with the lead. 24 shot attempts by Russia to 8 by Switzerland in that opening period. Russia trying to get into the win column after yesterday's loss to Sweden. A 6-3 loss. Sweden had 3 power play goals and a shorthanded goal, and Matvei Michkov shaken up right off the face-off and a little slow to get up. Gets back into the action though, but another odd man rush. In a cross shot to the short side. That's off the inside of the post from Joshua Farady, and he ripped that one, and Switzerland that close to getting to within 1 goal.
Yeah, it starts right off of here. What a shot here, like, you know, unbelievable, up off the crossbar. That's how close it comes.
There's Michkov
trying to draw a penalty. He got up pretty quick when he thought there might have been an offensive chance. His feelings were hurt more than anything.
Kananika.
You know, the one thing I love Michkov, if you're going to give a little shot, you're ready to take a little shot. And no problem with the way he plays, but like, seriously, don't start laying on the ice like that.
And he does give. Allensbach plays it for Nussbaumer in behind his own net. Nussbaumer getting pressured there by Svechkov. Kananika had it, lost it, and Chibrakov lets the shot go. And Delamont may have gone down in front and got a piece of that one. Novikov from the line lets the wrister go wide. Kirsanov jumped in from the left point, puts it back in behind the Switzerland net. Yurov is on the loose puck. Savikov at the line, had it get away from him, and Kananika will take it back into his own end. Sends it up at center. Cavalieri will deflect this in. Siedler goes after it for Robin. Robin gets it down to the goal line. Ritzman got stripped of the puck. And Russia back in on the attack, and Kirsanov's long pass though misses everyone, and this will be an icing call against Russia.
Chibrakov has a pretty good chance here. Right off the left leg of Noah Delamont. The commitment to get into those shot lanes and commit to the block. Delamont right there giving you a great example of it.
And Red Deer.
This gets played around the boards and all the way back out at center ice as Savikov will clear the zone. Joel Henry's pass goes off a stick. Ponomariev got a piece of that to deflect it back into the Switzerland end of the ice. And now finally grabbed off, and Timo Meyer or Meyer will get it up at center ice, and he will clear it in. Noah Meyer will snap this deep. It comes off the corner board. Savikov trying to clear. And the loose puck shot from that right side. And that got cleared away. Quick release there from Marlon Graf. Back to the near side pass. This bounces off a leg. Came to the side of the net, cleared down the ice, and icing now against Switzerland.
Look at a Swiss team that is shorthanded. You know, Dennis, you mentioned some of the play. Raymond Fust, you know, Simon Canuck is out, Giancarlo Chantin. I mean, these are players that can really up your skill level and really give you more depth. So the fact that they're missing those players is a real challenge.
There will not be relegation this year. The plan initially was that there would be, but with everything that is going on COVID-wise, that has changed. There will be 11 teams as of right now in next year's World Championship. That may change. Back in on Zabrinka to the near side. Zinchenko set it up for Zondeoff, and that shot didn't miss by very much, as he was looking for his second of the game.
Kevin Pash made an excellent save, right to left, and getting to the spot to deny a great scoring chance by Zlodea.
Kept in at the blue line. Navikov takes it wide. Forced there by Henry. Picks up the rush. Played back at the blue line. Kirsanov will hold it in. That gets feathered across. Kuznetsov waiting for it on the boards. It gets to him. Takes a look for Novikov off the heel of Novikov's stick. Joel Henry giving chase. Novikov gets it to the front of the net. Chance in front of the net to Medoff, and what a save by Pash. Some tic-tac-toe by Russia. And Kevin Pash with a terrific stop. Point blank off Demidov. This gets bounced out at center ice. And Demidov will carry it right back in. And he went down, lost his footing, and Switzerland will gain control. 3-1 in favor of Russia. Varney carries in. It was Varney that rang one off the crossbar moments ago. Savikov gets pressured on the far side by Dario Allensbach. 3 assists in the tournament for him last year. And now a penalty is coming up on the turnover. And it's going to be Biasca, who has the Switzerland goal, who will go to the penalty box.
Well, I'm going to give you the Ray Ferraro playbook for having an upset in the World Junior Tournament. It starts with goaltending, and you got to have some big-time saves. There's an excellent save on Zlodeyev. And then here's another one, just the competitive spirit to keep that puck out of the net, staying on it. And then you take a penalty where you're going through a guy with the leg. The second part of the playbook, the Ray Ferraro playbook for an upset, is you got to be able to kill penalties, not be able to take, don't take very many. And number 3, try to score on the power play. There's the playbook for an upset at the World Junior. We're seeing some excellent goaltending from Pash.
So Russia to the power play. First power play of the game. This gets sent back to the blue line. Mohamedulin down for Michkov. Michkov to the near side. That got blocked before it got to the net. And Siedler on the loose puck rattles it around the glass. And this will climb its way up and out of the playing surface it goes. And Siedler goes over to make sure everybody's okay.
And as we saw for Russia, another part of that playbook for an upset is some luck. So you see Farney off the crossbar, great scoring chance. That's the unlucky part. You're not going to get very many of those chances, and you need it to be a half-inch lower, and you got a 3-2 game.
Russia did give up a shorthanded goal yesterday in that loss to Sweden. Mohamedulin puts on the brakes, circles back into his own zone, dishes it off, and here comes Michkov. Michkov sends it through. Hudizadinov plays it around for Tankov. Gets it back to Medulin at the blue line. Mohamedulin for Michkov. He went high to the short side off the blocker of Pash. Ritzman on the loose puck, and he'll play this down into the Russian zone. Goes in after it. Shakir Mohamedulin will tie him up in the corner. And Russia will turn it right back up the ice. Kuznetsov will send it deep. 43 seconds left in the power play for Russia. Siedler and Zanetti trying to work it off the backboards. Russia comes up with it though. Jutnev will send it down to the line. Jutnev will get it back. Power play continues for Russia. Kirsanov has it at the line, settles the puck down. Back for Jutnev, looking for that far side. Missed the net by quite a bit. And now jammed away. And now a shorthanded chance for Cavallini. Goes to the backhand, and Gushkov just got a piece of it. And back up the ice, Kirsanov for Chibrikov. Chibrikov tried to go outside, inside. He got stopped by Pixel. Puck cleared to the line. Nabokov will hold it in. Back for Jutnev, and he'll leave for Chibrikov. Power play is over. One shot on that power play and a shorthanded opportunity for Switzerland. Biaska will send this in, and he'll go to the bench on the change. Gushkov tried to play it. Ponomariev couldn't get anywhere, and now it's cleared down, and a race for the loose puck. Jutnev going in after it, but this gets turned to a side. Cleared down the ice, and this will get across for icing.
The shooters and the skilled players are always looking for the smallest of openings. You can see exactly where he's trying to get it up under the bar. Here's a shorthanded chance. Looks a little bit like Simon Edvinsson in the Sweden game where he scored a shorthanded goal. But on that one, Cavallari just didn't have enough speed, and he had to go to the backhand and wasn't able to get it in behind Gushkov.
Wasn't a lot of room there for him when he finally got into a shooting position. Zinchenko plays it back at the line. Mohamedulin ripped that over top the net. Bukovsky puts it behind the net. Zlodeyev into the slot. Zinchenko plays it back to the blue line. Smirnov back for Zinchenko. And a good defensive play there as Nicholas Beckler got inside position. Switzerland unable to clear the zone cleanly though. Zinchenko trying to work it off the corner boards. Tied up there with Arno Nussbaumer. Out of the Zug system. Shot from the line, that whistled over top the net. Nabokov waiting for it at the line, it comes to him. Russia trying to complete the change. Close to too many men, and Michkov is on it. Michkov has it knocked off his stick, but he'll chase it down. Michkov quickly for Nabokov. Nabokov with the shot, that never got through. Nussbaumer blocked it. And sent up the right side boards by Farney and back out to center ice. Russia right back in. Kuznetsov, cross ice pass. He'll chase this down. Kuznetsov looking for some open ice. Drops it back, and Michkov with the wrister, and a glove save by Pash, and he'll hang on to it. 11:47 left in the second period. There's the shorthanded chance by Cavallari. Well, there'll be another player added to this list in 2023, but there's some of the first-round picks on this Russian team.
Yeah, there's, you know, a defenseman, a center, a goaltender.
Skarov started yesterday and got taken out after 2 periods. And Igor Gushkov out of Yaroslavl gets the start for Russia in this game. Biaska trying to jam it up at center, had it get away from him. Loose puck. Following up, though, is Farney. It went to the backhand, and Gushkov got the right pad down. Farney plays it back at the line, and Bichsel rips the wrister, but they say it came outside the line. And we'll get a stoppage. Farney may have been looking for a penalty on that play. Here's a look at Igor Gushkov. Plays in the MHL. Gold at the Hlinka Gretzky tournament, but he was the third net, or did not play in that tournament. And very good numbers at the 2019 Junior A Challenge in Dawson Creek. And a goals against average of 1.05. Save percentage of .959, and gets the opportunity to be the #1 netminder right now for Russia. Mohamedulin to the line, and this is going to be brought all the way back. And the faceoff will be back in the Russian zone. As bringing that in across the line was Ponomariev, and they rule that an intentional.
Here's Yaroslav Askarov, first round pick to the Nashville Predators.
This afternoon, and watch for your chance to win with Hockey Canada.
He was supposed to be the heir apparent, the backbone for this Russian team for the last few years. This is his 3rd World Junior Championship for Askarov. Makes some big saves. Some of the ones that get by him are what makes people wonder.
Well, you understand that, and I also understand from a coaching perspective, if you don't feel and you don't have the confidence.
Kutnev to the front of the net, knifes a backhander, it went wide. Nussbaumer on the loose puck, he'll dish it off in behind his own net. No room there for Kananika, and now he'll send it ahead, and Louis Robin will try and find some room. They pile up into the corner. Bichsel on for Kananika. He pitched a backhander through the middle. It was in behind Louis Robin. And Russia back to regroup for Sanov. Sends it cross ice on and off the stick of Zinchenko. And Switzerland will regroup as we hit the midway mark of period #2. Joel Henry will carry it back in. Henry had a couple players going to the net, couldn't get the puck there though. And Pash makes the save on the short side, and he will hang on to that. 9:50 left to go. Second period, 3-1 Russia. 4th place finish for Russia last year. They have never gone back-to-back tournaments without a medal, and they'll host next year. Took a look at the temperatures in Novosibirsk and Omsk, and actually much warmer than what it is here in Red Deer. It was -38, I think, for a bit this morning.
That's cold. I don't care where you live. I always joke, Dennis, about the temperature. I really don't care where the temperature is where I'm not. Oh, it's lovely here. I'm not there. I don't really care.
That's right. Kuznetsov will skate this in, drops it back. Demidov leaves it for Michkov. Michkov tried to get that into the high slot. It came right back to him, though. Michkov will send it down low. Demidov back for Michkov in front of the net. Kuznetsov couldn't get a stick on that. Grundinen sends it back down low. Michkov gets away from him. Kuznetsov plays it back to the blue line. And Grundinen will skate this in. Tankov off the bench on the change, couldn't get a stick on it. Smirnov will play it to open ice. And grabbed off and cleared by Farney. And Smirnov will turn it right back up for Svechkov. Svechkov with some room, takes it to the net. And good job defensively there by Delamont to get enough of Svechkov. Smirnov, Mohamedulin walks it in, lets the wrist shot go, and that's into the shin pads of Nussbaumer. Svechkov looks for some open ice against the checking of Beckler. And it bounces out at center ice. And Beckler tracks it down, has some room. Tried to get that cross ice. He had Ritzman open on that far side, but there was no passing lane. Mohamedulin. In from the line is Bichsel. He'll control, gets a little bit of help. Valentin Hofer got knocked down. Cavallari comes across with a body check, and it ends up back in behind the Russian net. And Gushkov will play it. Mohamedulin had to get away from him, and then Kananika tried to go cross ice, and it got deflected and back out inside the Swiss line. The other thing I found out when I was looking at the temperature there, we are not just west of Moscow. Cleared up at center ice. Jutnev plays it through. Nabokov jumps on the loose puck. Zanetti forces him to the outside. Nabokov tried to put on the brakes and bring it back to the near side. And play gets whistled down.
Help us make the game we love more inclusive. Submit your game-changing good deeds today at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
So Russia coming off last year's fourth place finish. Michkov talked about yesterday's game against Sweden, said we will learn from game one. Each game gets more important as the tournament goes on. And the 3-1 lead here. All the goals coming in the opening period with 7 to go now in the second period.
And that's important to keep in mind, too, about the tournament as you go on, day one to day two, what the games help you learn to get better, because it is about getting better. The tournament isn't won in the first day or the second game. It's about getting better. And the Russians have always been committed to that, Dennis. They've always been committed to that. And, you know, I go back a little bit talking about Sergei Zubov and the goaltending, and you got to have a faith in the goaltender and a confidence. And it doesn't matter what I think or others. If Sergei Zubov doesn't have that confidence, you know, you can understand it. And let's keep this in mind. He won 2 Stanley Cups with 2 outstanding goaltenders, Mike Richter with the New York Rangers and Eddie Belfour with the Dallas Stars. So understanding, you know, how he feels as a coach, how he felt as a player, knowing that you have that confidence in the goaltender, is really important.
And there will be pressure on them next year at home. There's a chance in front, and getting spilled on the play was Zlodeyev. There's a goal in this game already. Tried to get his second. Farney back up the ice. Farney will try and swing that back to the blue line. Struhl is on it. He'll play it cross ice off a leg. And Mohamedulin will play it back into his own end. Smirnov gets to center, sends it in. And Pash will stop it, plays it around. Dudkovsky blocked it, snapped it to the short side, and it got blocked before it got to the Swiss net. Nabokov breaks it up at center. Kirsanov sends it through. Michkov plays it to the side of the net, and a one-handed opportunity there. And then Pash will grab it and hang on to it, but some good skill there from Kuznetsov.
Minar
Well, Russia comes to this tournament, but 3 really good players left off this team, and 3 players, Daniel Chaika and Jan Kuznetsov, 2 really good defensemen that played last year in the tournament and would make this defense that much better. Daniel Gushin, who's just such a good offensive player, but when you ask a coach to take over a team such a short period of time before the tournament, it's hard to know the players and who's advising them about who those players are. It's not about the selection camp, it's about getting the right players in the mix. Those are 3 really good players that would make this Russian team better.
How about Matvei Petrov?
Yeah, he's a younger player who plays in North Bay. I can understand him not being here. But those 3 players were all significant parts of this 2002-born group in Russia, being so successful. U17, U16, Hlinka Gretzky, and again, you have Chaika and Kuznetsov, who were in the tournament last year as 18-year-old defensemen. Dennis, they're better than 5 defensemen that are here. Like that, I can guarantee you.
Kuznetsov is in the American Hockey League.
No, he went to St. John. He started in the American League, and they sent him to St. John. Calgary Flames draft pick. Chaika is drafted by the Vegas Golden Knights, and Gushin by the San Jose Sharks. Really successful players in this age group.
Yeah, no North Americans on this Russian team, which is a bit interesting. Yeah. Savakov will tee this one up from the line. Pash makes the save. Svechkov will dish it back. Tankov from the line, and that wrister went over top the net. And this gets sent around the boards. It will not go for icing, and hustling back to Savakov. Under 4 to go here in the second period. Turned over inside the line, bouncing puck, almost a break for Henry, but it ends up on the stick of Savakov. Lets the shot go, and that got turned aside. Long wrister, oh, that gave Gushkov some trouble. Is the long wrist shot from Jerome Berchi. And that gave Igor Gushkov some difficulty. Back for Smirnov. Forced to the outside by Delamont. Smirnov stays on it, gets a little bit of help. Plays it back at the blue line. Tutnev trying to get it down low, and Henry will send it back for Delamont. Delamont gets pressured by Tutnev on the far side. And the puck out at center ice, and Ponomariev will play it right back in. He'll give chase on it. Ponomariev bumps there with Henry. Puck comes around the boards for Ritzman. Ritzman couldn't do anything with it. And Zlodeyev will play it back down low. A good game for Zlodeyev here. Has a goal. Novikov holds this in at the line. Takes the return pass and slaps it high and wide. Zlodeyev after it. Cleared to the line. Novikov jumps in. He'll get it down. Tutnev trying to get a shot away. It got away from him, but he stays with it. Sends it back for Novikov. Gersanov on the far side sneaking in from the blue line, but the shot got blocked. And that's Smarts, and down is Nussbaumer. And we'll finally get a stoppage in play.
That was off the shot by Zlodeyev again, finding the puck and getting himself directed and pointed towards the net. And Nussbaumer stepping into that lane to block it. He goes right off the left knee, the inside of the shin pad. They tell me, Dennis, that shin pads, they used to have felt there. No, I'm too young to know what shin pads like that were.
You had a few of them in Dallas that wore the big shin pads when you were there.
Wow. Craig Ludwig had a real influence. Richard Matvichuk.
Yep.
He was a great shot blocker.
Those are in the Hall of Fame now, aren't they? Those shin pads?
They should be.
So Nussbaumer will limp his way back to the Switzerland bench and make his way to the dressing room, and you hope that it's just a stinger that will eventually ease up and he'll be able to get back in this game.
Quickly on to Craig. And Craig Ludwig was a big man. Like, I mean, so he was big. And he had those big shin pads. And, oh, you talk about a rugged player. The Stanley Cup in '99. Him and Sean Chambers made up our third pair of defense. It was no fun You might have had to come back and play against Hatcher and Matvichuk.
Yeah.
And then Zubov and Sidor would just go out there and do a little bit of ballet and artistic. They were so good, Daryl Sidor and Zuby together.
Carney works this out of the corner. Struhl takes it at the line. Cross ice shot by Bichsel that never got through. And now Russia will regroup. Out through center. This gets cleared in by Grandinin. He'll turn and hit to the bench, and Maximilian Struhl will start out of his own zone. Feeds it across. Louis Robin will work his way near the blue line, dumps it deep, and cleared right back out, and Tankov. His pass, though, was in behind the intended receiver. That was Ponomaryov. And Cavallari sends it ahead for Louis Robin. Robin gets it inside the Russian line. Smirnov breaks it off, sends it right back out to center. Chibrikov trying to carry it in deep. Chibrikov and Zanetti after it in the corner. Seidler there as well. Nice little outlet pass, and Cavallari will start back for Switzerland. Sends this one cross ice. Stays in the ballpark, and Louis Robin will get it into the Russian zone. Doesn't get it deep, though, and Smirnov sends Svechkov away. Svechkov drops it back. Tankov came back to the near side. Looked like Tankov had some room on that glove side on the right-handed catching pass, but elected to try to get it to Tutnev. Tutnev plays this back at the line. Novikov. Back for Tankov. Russia now with some offensive zone time. In from the line is Novikov. That shot, not sure that got to Pash. Think it hit Zanetti. And Zanetti is slow to get up. Comes back to the line, slap shot, and another block, but no damage done on that one, and the second period will come to an end.
I said this during the first period about Marco Bayer coaching the Swiss, but the Swiss have been a really tight, competitive, well-coached team in this game and finding a way to stay in it after two, only down two.
So Zanetti appears to be all right after blocking that shot. We're at the Red Deer Centrium, day 2 of the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. Russia leads the shot clock and the scoreboard. It's 3-1.
The second intermission is brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
A bit of teamwork, a bit of determination, and a bit of confidence go a long way. Timbits Hockey is proud to support 100,000 kids across Canada each year, giving them a little bit of extra help and a whole lot of fun.
The CHL returns to TSN on January the 14th. Watch as the future of hockey battle for the opportunity to become the next generation of superstars. Welcome to the CHL on TSN, where every shift counts. And welcome back here inside the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. 3-1 the score after the first period. 3-1 the score after the second period. Dave and Laura here with you once again. And Kevin Pash making his World Junior debut. He knew he was going to be under siege in this game. He's like, who am I facing? Oh, Russia. Okay. But he's kept them in this one. And, you know, he could be the player of the game for the Swiss when things are all said and done.
I think he has to be. The second period, he was absolutely tremendous. He's an old-school goaltender. And I say he's an old-school goaltender because he's only about 5'11", and most goaltenders in today's game are at minimum 6'3". Kevin Pash was outstanding. He's got tremendous quickness. He's able to cover the low part of the net, and in the second period, there were plenty of shots that Russia put to him that were low. The other thing that I really thought was important, it's always important for his team, was rebound control. He was able to smother rebounds. He was able to have that Velcro chest pad. When the shots came in, they didn't bounce 5 feet out. The defense didn't scramble. And when they did have a rebound such as that one, he was able to pull it in and take care of it. So for me, I thought Kevin Pash is the player of the game. He kept his team in it in the second period, even though Switzerland did get some pretty good opportunities. It was goaltending for Switzerland that's been the difference.
Played well at the U18s back in April and May in Texas and named one of the Swiss top 3 players from that tournament. All right, let's go now to our Pond to Podium teaching moment presented by Canadian Tire. And Dave, take it away.
Well, I'm not a goaltender, but I'm going to pretend to play one in this situation. So if you're a goaltender, this is a great moment to learn from Igor Guskov. Realizes that, you know what, Christoph Cavalieri can only stay on the backhand. His teammates are taking away the forehand play. So as a goaltender, you cheat a little bit to your left. You maybe give up some space on the far side, but you absolutely take the position on the backhand away. So Guskov realized, hey, my teammates are not going to allow the play to come to the forehand. I'm going to overslide to the backhand, and Cavalieri had absolutely no place to go. I thought for young goaltenders to see a play like that and understand the positioning and understand reading your teammates. It's not always about just focusing on the puck. I thought Guskov did a very good job at the last second when Cavalieri thought that he had an opportunity to maybe put it in the short side. Guskov came across quickly and took it away.
All right, well, there's our goaltender, Dave Reed. All right, as we head to break, we're going to be joined afterwards by Craig Button as he has his thoughts on Canada's win over the Czechs in its opener yesterday. 3-1, Russia still on top.
Character, integrity, respect. If we bring good sportsmanship on and off the ice, we can help end bullying.
It's been a long road to get here. Day one of the World Junior Hockey Championship. Oh, what a move there. Walks in and shoots, scores! Mason McTavish. Stanislav Svozil goes between the legs and shoots, scores! Cole Perfetti shovels it back across the middle and scores!
And Canada will come back from a 3-1 deficit.
Back for Perfetti. Across the power, high shot, scores!
Here's Owen Power. He's got 3 goals here, a couple on the power play. Thank you, says Owen Power.
Well, it didn't come easy. Czechia giving Canada a run for its money there in the opening game yesterday. As we welcome in Craig Button, analyst extraordinaire, I guess we'll call you, Craig. Lots of things to like about Canada's win over Czechia yesterday. What stood out the most to you?
You just touched on it. It didn't come easy, but that's a good thing because last year, heading into the gold medal match, Canada hadn't been behind. Trevor Zegras said before that match, let's see how they play if they fall behind. They weren't able to overcome it. Tournaments test you, so their ability to come back and show that they can rebound is really, really important for Canada. They've been tested, and you need to be tested. The power play, I mean, it was tremendous, and you want to take advantage on the power play. 5-player involvement throughout was really significant. Defense into the attack, in and around the net, and Cole Perfetti was very, very good. You're expecting Cole to be a frontline offensive player and a catalyst for offense. He was exactly that.
We'll give a hat tip to the blue line as well. 5 of Canada's 6 goals coming from defensemen in that win. The flip side of things, Craig, because there's always another side to the coin. What didn't you like about Canada's performance? Perhaps what you'd like to see change moving forward?
And that's what I want to focus on, what I'd like to see change, and it specifically relates to Dylan Guenther. He's a very, very talented player, and I've seen him last year at the U18. It's almost like he dips a toe into the water. He's trying to find a way to just fit in and be himself. Well, he's a top-notch player. Just take it. Take the initiative. Dive in there. He's more than capable. He's good enough. And if I hadn't seen it before, there might be a little bit of concern. But the fact is that once he does dive in, he becomes a real impactful player. Keep an eye on him finding his way to be that impact.
All right, Craig, thank you. We know you got to get ready for the third period here at the Centrium. So Canada with an off day here today, but they're right back at it tomorrow, taking on Austria. This is actually only the second time these teams have met at the World Juniors. 1980 was the last time, Canada winning that one 11-1. It all gets underway at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific with our pre-game show. James and Bobby Mack will have you covered with that. Meanwhile, here in Red Deer, Russia still on top 3-1. One more period to go here in this Group B matchup.
The second intermission was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Our second intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Canadian Tire. So we saw 4 goals in that first period, none in the second, but the Swiss did come close. Saw them hit the post, and then there was that shorthanded chance by Christophe Cavalieri, but it remains 3-1, and as you can see, Russia with the advantage when it comes to the shots as well. They've won 8 in a row over the Swiss, well on their way to number 9. Here again, Dennis and Craig with the call of the third.
They lead the shots on goal clock. They've had 55 shot attempts. Kevin Pash has been very good.
He certainly has been, and you know, you take that many attempts, you're busy as a goaltender. And certainly he was busy, but you know, he's quick, he's athletic, and certainly you're going to have to find a way to make saves when you're getting these types of glorious looks that the Russians were having. And time again, he kept it at bay. And this game could very much be 6-1 in favor of Russia without the great play by the lefty, Kevin Pash, who was certainly right in that second period.
And he'll need to be good here in the third, but as we saw yesterday with Slovakia and the U.S., they hung in there and made it into a game in the third period. We'll see whether or not Switzerland can get one. They've had a couple chances. Farney maybe the best chance where he rang it off the crossbar that would have made it 3-2.
If I were the Swiss right now, I'd be making sure to get some shots in on Guskov. Test him. See what he's got. He's fumbled a couple of pucks. He hasn't looked real clean at different times. Test him and just say, hey, we're going to throw the puck in there and let's see what we can do on a rebound.
So the third period gets going, and Switzerland in on the attack. Mohamedoulan jams it ahead. Kuznetsov will play it back in behind his own net and then gets it back. Gives it back, Mohamedoulan. Doesn't like what he sees, circles back, and feeds this up the middle for Michkov. Michkov to the line. Louis Robin is giving chase on him. There's a cross ice pass. He's off the bench and jumping right into the action was Kirsanov. Comes back at the line, play back down low. Tankov being watched there by Zanetti. Zanetti's pass up the boards failed to materialize. Tankov trying to track it down. And Kanonika on the loose puck. On for Robin. Louis Robin takes this to the outside, tried to cut to the middle. Kanonika goes after it, sends it back at the line. Bichsel will play it back down low. Kanonika after it again, but Chibrikov read that play all along. Steals inside his own zone, gets dumped at center. Svechkov follows up on the play. Has Chibrikov with him, sends it back at the line. Wrist shot through some traffic, and another save as Grundinen let that one go. And a bounce off the far side boards, but Savikov is there to bring it right back in. To the front of the net it comes, and a nifty little move. Ponomariev tried to pull that back through his legs and tuck it in the open side, but the puck got away from him. Savikov will play it back. 14 minutes of ice time for Savikov after 2 periods. To the back door, that never got through. And right back up the ice now for Ritzman. Faceoffs have been an area where Russia has been very good in this game as well. They have dominated that department. Siedler will send it back into his own zone. Trying to see whether we see Nussbaumer on the Swiss bench or not. He blocked a shot late in the second period and does not appear as though he is going to return for this game. Well, Russia talked about discipline after yesterday's game where Sweden got a couple of 5-on-3 goals. Went 3 for 5 with the man advantage. And so far, Zinchenko to the short side. Pash makes the save. So far, we've just had the 1 penalty in this game, and it's gone to Switzerland. Now offside called at the blue line.
A nice little rush down the boards by Urov, and Ponomarev receives this puck in full speed, and as he gets it, starts to get into the net. That was Zinchenko. This is the play by Ponomarev where he took the pass from Urov. Just lost it at the last second.
Nifty little play, though. Farney carries wide. Farney's wrist shot way wide. Biasca, who has the Swiss goal, plays it back down low. And Switzerland in on the attack one more time. Allensbach tried to get that to the front of the net. Michkov is on it. And Michkov will jam this out at center ice. Kuznetsov ran out of room. Kuznetsov, 6 of 9 faceoffs coming into this third period. Ponomarev had won 7 of 8. And perfect after 2 periods was Ivan Zinchenko. He won 5 of 5 for Russia. Cavallari in on the forecheck. Grundinen spins away from him, sends it out at center, knocked down by Kandanika, and play gets whistled down.
Kandanika, he plays in Shawinigan. A couple of the Team Canada players, Maverick Bourque and Xavier Bourgault. Shawinigan's a very good team in the Quebec League and in the CHL, and you know, they got Olivier Nadeau, who's a real good player drafted by the Buffalo Sabres. You got Kandanika. They have the top, that line of Bourgault, Bourque, and Nadeau, Bourque, and Bourgault are really good. Now that allows Kandanika to, you know, have a little bit less of a burden on them, and they're deep. They're deep.
Q will host the Memorial Cup in St. John.
Martin Mondeau is the general manager in Shawinigan, and he's part of the Hockey Canada Program of Excellence Management Group, working with the U17s.
Puck back into the Russian zone. Savakov will send it around the boards. His first IIHF event. Captain in Samara, the U18 team. He was captain in the MHL. His team there. Togliata. And now a little bit of extracurricular activity in front of the Swiss net.
There's Big Cell. You know, you watch this team play, and one of the things in watching a number of these defensemen play, you know, Noah Delamont, Leon Bichsel, Zanetti, who plays in Peterborough, who's a really smooth skating defenseman drafted by the Flyers, and certainly looks like a player that has NHL potential. And
backhand try, and then into the backboards hard was Valentin Hofer.
Ariel Sidler, the captain, he's not the biggest guy, but he gives you everything he's got. Noah Meyer, real competitive. It's a competitive defense group.
I mentioned Bichsel and the upcoming draft for him. Of course, Nico Hischier out of Switzerland, #1 overall. Tutniev trying to go wide on Delamont. Delamont forces him to the corner, takes him to the corner boards. And the loose puck taken by Farney. Trying to skate his way into the Russian zone. In behind the play, we have a penalty coming to Tutniev as he got all tied up there with Noah Delamont, and a retaliatory penalty.
Minor penalty tripping. I mean, Delamont took him out along the boards, and then frustration. A little bit, they're tied up. There's nothing really going on there, and really not even a penalty there. But they always catch you after the fact, don't they?
Yeah, the leg came out at the end, and so Switzerland will go to the power play. First power play opportunity for them. A power play that ran at 13% last year. 3 for 23. And they'll try and make this a 1-goal game. Again, missing a number of players, COVID-related. Simon Canuck was going to be the captain of this team. And a glove save made by Gushkov, and he'll hang on to it. Russia to the penalty kill. Penalty kill that was very good last year, not so good in the opener yesterday against Sweden, as they were very Kananika will take the face-off against Svechkov, and not sure Svechkov liked the drop there by the linesman, but it is controlled by Switzerland. Delamont sends it down low, gets it back, comes near side. Allensbach into the slot, Farney with the shot. Tracked down on the far side, Biasca. Back up top, Delamont, back for Biasca. Being watched by Svechkov. Biasca spins it down for Kananika. Kananika trying to work it back for Allensbach. It comes to the line and it got away from Delamont. And Biasca's on the loose puck.
One of the challenges for the countries with lesser skill is on the power play where you have an opportunity. When you mishandle the puck and the puck gets, you got to throw it around the boards to try to relieve pressure. It's just a signal to the penalty killers. They can jump you, and it becomes even more difficult to make a play.
Saw that with Slovakia. Chromiak wiring a couple from that offside for Slovakia. Henry in the corner gets tied up. He'll get a little bit of help. On the loose puck is Ritzman. Jumping into the action was Graf. Gets it back at the line for Siedler. Back for Graf. Graf for Ritzman. Back it comes for Siedler. Siedler dishes it off. Berchi plays it to the goal line. A little give and go. And a stick lift there in the high slot, but Siedler will hold it in. Siedler goes for Henry, and that's off the crossbar. Kept in by Berchi. Slap shot from the line. Siedler rebound. That one never got to the net. 2 shots on the power play. And a crossbar to go with that. Bixell is in from the line. Gets it for Henry, who had that wrist shot go off the pipe. That one from the short side through some traffic. Grabbed and held, and that's going to bring Novikov into the pile as maybe a bit of a late jab at a loose puck. 12:21 to go here. Off the post and out. Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Junior Championship continues Tuesday when they face off against Austria. Action gets underway 6:30 Eastern tomorrow, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. Finland beating Austria earlier today, 7-1. Germany and Czechia will be the second game in Edmonton. Here, Russia with a 3-1 lead on Switzerland. And our second game here will be Sweden and Slovakia. Off day for the defending champion Team USA. Talking about Hischier and Niederreiter, high draft picks out of Switzerland. Mark Streit, will mention him, the first Swiss player to captain an NHL team. That was the New York Islanders, so lots of hockey history in Switzerland.
Norris Trophy winner Roman Josi, the captain of the Predators. Timo Meier playing in San Jose, so turning out some real high-end players.
Kuznetsov will send it in. This comes around the board. Switzerland will clear the zone, and Michkov back into his own end.
When we went with our team from Minnesota to Dallas, Dennis, in 1993.
Michkov outside, inside, had his stick tied up as he tried to wire it.
Back to that move, and
Mohamedulin turned it over. Struhl in from the line and tried to get the wrist shot through and off a stick and up and down a play.
So we're talking about the Swiss players. There's Michkov, who don't know what exactly happened, but looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort. He's usually the one creating discomfort for opponents.
What a spring tournament he had in Texas.
He was
MVP.
Fantastic. Oh, he just, oh yeah, Allensbach fell into the back of him.
Taken up top, wrist shot through some traffic from Cavallari goes off a stick and out of play.
Just quickly back to the Swiss and the high-end players. When we moved to Dallas in 1993, Jim Lites, who was our president, Bob Gainey, they both talked about trying to, you know, here's Michkov, a little bump from Bichkel. Oh boy, he's okay. I think everybody, don't worry, he'll be fine. But they talked about
Delamont, hold that thought. Delamont takes it wide, gets in behind the net, centers to the near side. It goes across the paint as Berchi put it to the far side. Zanetti snaps it up quickly. Cavallari to center and wires this one in. Gushkov will glove it and hang on to it.
So, you know, so Jim Lites, the president, Bob Gainey, they talked about, you know, if you get good athletes playing hockey, they're going to be good hockey players. And Switzerland has lots of good athletes. So if you take a Nico Hischier, you take a Roman Josi, you take a Timo Meier, and they get involved in hockey and you give them the resources to be good, there's every reason to believe that they can be good. We saw that in Dallas. You know, give them the resources, help them. And quite frankly, Dennis, it's exactly the same thing that we have to get behind with women's hockey. You give them the resources, and it's going to be, the young girls are going to play. They're going to turn out to be really, really good. They're going to enjoy playing. We've got to give them the opportunity. Has to be, and it's...
Grundinen to the front of the net. Tankov spins and wires that one off the post. Svechkov sends it back down low, and he'll take the return pass. Svechkov will dump it off. Grundinen gets it to the far side. Ponomariev tried to get that into the middle of the ice. Got turned away, and Russia stays in on the attack, though. Svechkov gets that to the front of the net off a leg. Grabbed off by Graf, who had that chance a little while back right off the faceoff. Igor Sadikov. And he'll get turned back by Beckler. Hamadulin Zinchenko inside the line. That's as far as he gets. And it's flipped back out the center. We're into the back half of the third period. Dennis Bayak, Craig Button, Laura Dyken, Dave Reed, our TSN crew here at the Centrium in Red Deer. Day 2 of the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship.
And as I go back to about Switzerland and developing young players, and I talk about our experience in Dallas and helping young players, going back to women's hockey, if you don't invest in it and you don't get behind it, you don't even give it a chance to grow. You don't even give young girls a chance to play and represent their countries and, you know, like for us to be introduced to the next great young players. There's only one thing you're guaranteed if you don't get investment in it, is that you're not going to get young girls playing and you're not going to grow the game. So it's incredibly important.
Zlodeyev sends it cross ice. Big save by Pash. As Didkovsky unloaded on that perfect feed across. Backhander save made by Gushkov. Shot from the left point. That goes off a leg, ends up on the stick of Biasca. He tried to feather that out front. Big hit on the near side. And Struhl with a big hit there on Zlodeyev. Siedler, his pass comes off the boards, kept in at the blue line. Trying to get that to the front of the net. Zadinov was there, couldn't get it though. And back up Kananika, and then he got stopped, and Novikov will turn it back up the ice. Here's Nadinov trying to get an odd man rush. Demidov gets it to the short side. Michkov scores. Demidov to Michkov. Not a lot of room, but it finds the back of the net.
Great goal scorers. They're never in a panic mode. You know, the puck is flat. He's in tight there, but he just looks at it and goes, okay, where's the opening? Where can I get it? There's absolutely great urgency and incredible calm as he gets the puck here and gets in tight on the goaltender, and then there it is. I mean, that is beauty. That is goal-scoring beauty right there. because you can tell players to slow down. You can tell players to be calm. You got it or you don't. He's just the picture of poise.
Hash got across. There wasn't a whole lot of room there.
But, you know, a lot of players, it's into the chest or it's off. They don't handle it. He just, I got it.
Well, third of the tournament for him at 17 years of age. He was the MVP of the tournament in Texas. Shot from the line, Grandinin will get that off the backboards. And grabbed off it, back up through center. This will get sent in by Ritzman, and all of a sudden it's a 4-1 game. Chipped into the corner. Yurov, who got the scoring started in this one back in the opening period, has the puck, drops it for Savakov from the line. It bounced around in front after Pash made the initial save. And Seidler will slide it cross ice. Ritzman, Fabian Ritzer out of the Davos system. Berchi trying to center that. Pass got blocked. Jeremy Berchi, his first IIHF event. Comes back at the line, off a leg. Bichsel tries to work it free. Bichsel plays it back at the line. Berchi looking for a lane. That goes off Svechkov and wide. Svechkov takes a bump on the near side, gets it for Chibrikov, and he'll dump it in. Race to the far side. Nabokov sends it back in. Chibrikov got the feet taken out from under him. And Switzerland will control the long left wing pass. Goresa's trying to chase it down. Icing gets waved off. Zinchenko's pass up the middle almost intercepted. Dudkovsky will jam it ahead. And Kirsanov, the defenseman, will join the rush. Kirsanov looking for the return pass back from Zlodeyev. Kirsanov deflected in front of the net. There's a good deflection there by Zinchenko. Nabokov got knocked down, and Struhl will play it around the boards. Puck does come loose, and Switzerland will come up with it. And Delamont will dodge a check there from Zinchenko. In across, and as Russia will bring it back into Demidov. Grandinin, he'll leave it there. And that shot never got through as Michkov tried to snap that short side. Grandinin on it again. Back for Michkov. Michkov pulls it to the middle, gets the shot, blocked, rebound. Ended up on the stick of Demidov, and the shot went wide off a stick. Taken through center, and Louis Robin will dump it in. Robin in on the forward check, Pananika on the loose puck. And then Savakov came across and jammed it ahead. Yurov plays it through. To the front of the net it comes. And the pass just a little bit beyond the reach of Kuznetsov. Mohamedulin back into his own end. Nice pass, Ponomarev for Yurov. Yurov gets jammed up in the corner. Ponomarev will swing it around the boards for Tutyev. Tutyev will take a look, lets it go. That changed directions. Yurov may have got a piece of it. Mohamedulin after it, in from his left point position. Tutyev backs him up. Tutyev trying to dangle Ritzman. That failed to work. And the puck back out to neutral ice.
It looks like he was in a whole lot of trouble, and then he was able to recover.
Nikita Smirnov back into his own zone. Tankov plays it through. And a shot to the short side by Chibrikov. And Pash will make the save and hang on. Michkov with his third of the tournament and a 4-1 lead for Russia. now for your shift of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
Matvei Michkov. And why is it that the puck always finds the good players, and it finds them way more often than the other players? And his ability to anticipate the play, he's always in motion. So electric. Yes, he fuels excitement when he's on the ice.
Demidov and Kuznetsov, the assist on that tally that makes this a 4-1 game. And Russia 3.5 minutes away from its first win. It will go to 1-1. This is the tournament opener for Switzerland. Farney takes this wide. Got rubbed out in the corner.
He's had a good game, Farney. He's been noticeable. He's quick, he's fast, he's competitive. He's had some good chances.
Needed some finish. Kirsanov back into his own end. Didkovsky carries wide. Watched there by Zanetti. Didkovsky centered, never did get to Zinchenko. As it got picked off, and Robin will bank it off the boards and put it back to neutral ice. Savikov will play it cross ice, and this will get rattled into the Switzerland zone. Siedler back for it. On for Zanetti. Brian Zanetti, the Philadelphia draft pick. Rink wide for Louis Robin, and Robin will dump it in. Robin out of Rimouski, 4 goals and 10 points in 22 games so far for him. And Michkov back out. 32-15 the shots in favor of Russia in this game. Race for the loose puck. Kuznetsov will get there first. Back out front it comes. Kuznetsov will spin it back to the line. Smirnoff with the shot, blasted that one wide. Ritzman will deflect it out to center ice and back inside the Russian line. Smirnoff, he'll take a bump on the play. In on the forecheck is Marlon Graf.
A couple of crossbars for Switzerland that don't show up in that shot total that could have made the game interesting at different points.
One early in the second by Farney that would have made it a 3-1 game. Ritzman. Farney hits to the front of the net. Gushkov will turn it away. As Gushkov will pick up his first win at World Junior competition. Shot from a sharp angle off the leg. Another blast, scores! Shot from the far side by Allenspach. Through some traffic. Makes it a 4-2 game with 1:15 to go.
Yeah, and I think Ritzman deflected it. I think the quick shot to the net, Ritzman getting right in front of the net, was able to redirect it. It was a quick shot by Allenspach. It comes up the boards, and Farney again with the speed, creating some opportunity. And then here's the quick shot, and just really quick, throw it there. Yep. Ritzman with the deflection, but real good play all the way around, right between the legs. That is a beauty tip by Ritzman.
And this is being challenged for offside, as the linesmen will make their way to the timekeeper's bench to have a look at this. If it does stand, that just puts more importance on that goal that Michkov scored to make it a 3-goal game at the time. So Sergei Zubov putting in the challenge. Oleg Narok to his left, longtime coach.
That looks the whole, I think that's a tough one to overturn, because it's the plane. It's the plane of the skate if it goes down. And I mean, that is it's close.
So Dario Fuchs and Brett Mackey will try and sort this out as we get a good look at Sergei Zubov.
Tell you what, Zubov on that blue line with the puck, he could work in the smallest of margins, half inches. He used to stand outside the blue line with the puck and put the puck there, and people were like, so if anybody can look at it, say, hey, this is by inches, here it is. Watch the back leg and the plane and the puck on the far side. If he's from that angle, it looks good.
I agree. So you wonder about the challenge. Yes, it is 4-2. If the goal stands, and then Switzerland would go to the power play. Again, the call on the ice was a goal, so it has to be conclusive.
Upon further review, the play was onside. We have a good goal. Team Russia, 2-minute minor, challenging the play.
And I'm preaching here, Dennis, but I need to, because to give the officials another opportunity to really just that confidence that they got it right. They're doing that in real time. And to get it right, like, you know, it's just, but you're right. Let's see how quick they can attack here. Maybe get a chance. One thing that's worked now for Switzerland is they're rested. So for a minute 15, they can get their top players out on the ice.
And Kevin Pash will probably head to the bench for the extra attacker as soon as they get it into the Russian zone, so it'll be a 6-on-4.
Highly recommended. Give yourself a better advantage with another skater.
Well, Marco Bayer tried to make a late change. He had Kononika on the bench, wanted to get him out there. And the referee comes across and says, nope.
I'd pull the goalie right now. Or pull him right up to the blue line. If they try to push the puck ahead, you're protected a little bit, but get him out of the net quick. Move.
Siedler throws it cross ice. Bichsel back for Siedler. Here comes Farney. He'll carry it in. There to the bench for the extra attacker goes Pash. Farney for Siedler. Siedler sends it down. Taken by Allensbach. Back up top for Siedler. Siedler will send it rink wide. Berchik back for Siedler. Allensbach trying to get it to the goal line on the near side. Allensbach into the slot, plays a little give and go up top for Siedler. Back for Allensbach. They need two. They need to get this to the net. And Gushkov makes the save. Farney on the loose puck. Plays it for Ritzman. Ritzman trying to get it back to the blue line. Jumping on the loose puck is Allensbach. Back for Siedler for Farney. Farney back for Allensbach, the one-timer, and he healed it. Allensbach on it again, looking for the far side. Siedler will hustle across and control at the line, but time is going to run out here on Switzerland. Allensbach tees it up. That got blocked by Novikov. And this gets cleared down the ice, and that'll do it, as Russia will pick up a 4-2 win over Switzerland. And Russia goes to 1-1, and Switzerland drops its opening game of this tournament.
The Swiss had some opportunities, couple crossbars, a late goal, and then a power play to try to narrow it to one. Kevin Pash was very good in the net, but mentioned it at the outside, then Marco Bayer coming in, giving his team a game plan and a chance for success. It was on display here.
Switzerland will be right back at it tomorrow against USA, and then an off day, and then Slovakia and Sweden back-to-back for Switzerland. So we'll have our player of the game presentations, or at least the announcement of the players of the game. They will receive their award later.
The best player of Team Russia is number 23, Dmitry Slady.
Sladeev is the player of the game for Russia, and Pash the player of the game for Switzerland. And now the Russian national anthem.
Et maintenant, pour l'hymne national, for the national anthem of Team Russia.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship, brought to you in part by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads. And by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry.
Russia using that strong first period to get its first win of these World Juniors in Red Deer and Edmonton. 4-2 winners over Switzerland, who are making their tournament debut in this one. Well, coming up at the top of the clock here on TSN, it's our next game on our schedule for day 2 of these World Juniors. Germany and Czechia getting set to go in Edmonton. Both teams played yesterday, both looking for their first win. So once again, interested in watching that, we've got it for you next at the top of the clock here on TSN. For one final time with this game anyway, Laura and Dave back with you again. With Russia, yes, getting the win, Dave, but we're kind of waiting to see this team put together a full 60-minute effort.
They look great in the first period. Just over 10 minutes, they scored 3 goals. So I think that's what Sergei Zubov wants from this team, to be that consistent threat every time they're on the ice throughout each period. Starts with a lucky bounce. It's 2 skate and in behind Kevin Pash. No chance on that one. Pash looking for the puck, kind of loses it. It's a bounce behind the net. And also his teammates lose in front. But Russia was quick strike. Put the puck to the net. Quick turnaround one-timer. All of a sudden it's 3-0. Switzerland was reeling a little bit. Matvei Michkov didn't really get involved in the first or second period. He did score in the third, but what I liked was that the Switzerland was able to bounce back. They were able to create opportunities. They just need to find a few more natural scorers. They had a couple of crossbars. This would have made a huge difference early in the second period. Of shorthanded breakaway, this would have been a huge opening for them to get on the board and get some offense going. They really relied too heavily upon Kevin Pash. Absolutely tremendous. Some great athleticism, especially on that save. In my mind, this could have been a 7-8-1 game or 2 game if it wasn't for Pash. He was dynamic in that for Switzerland.
And no surprise, he was named the player of the game for the Swiss. And like you said, this had 8-1, 9-1 written all over it. They didn't have a pre-tournament game because of their COVID issues. So they've got another tough test tomorrow. It's a tough group. They'll be taking on the U.S., who are off today. As we go to our schedule, so 2 games down, 2 more to go. Again, TSN 4, top of the clock, is where you can see Germany and Czechia. Then we will be back here 9:30 Eastern time, TSN 3 and 4 for Sweden and Slovakia. Slovakia falling to the U.S. yesterday, while Sweden doubling up the Russians 6-3 yesterday in the first game of our Group B schedule here in Red Deer. So yeah, it was a burst of goals for Russia in the first, 3 of them coming in just over 10 minutes, and that was enough against the Swiss. For Dave Reed, Dennis Bayak, and Craig Button, I'm Laura Dyken, and thanks for watching our continuing coverage of the World Juniors here on TSN.